What's up, Scrappy peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and summer is slowly approaching. It's getting there, it's getting closer, so I thought what better to do than a bit of a summery, beachy themed layout. I don't usually do many beach themed layouts because I don't like the beach. As you know, I'm a redhead, and the sun and I are not friends. He or she, whoever the sun may be, likes to burn me and turn me into a tomato within 5 minutes. So here is the rare occurrence of a beach photo on my YouTube channel. I'm using the Good Vibes Only collection this time from Flutterby, and my patrons actually got a sneak peek of this layout probably a couple of months ago now, and I absolutely love this page so much. It's very, you will see, or you probably saw in the thumbnail, it's not my usual thing, but I thought I'd try something a little tricky and complicated and show you that you can use, it's not a cut file look, but you can kind of make more intricate backgrounds without needing a cutting machine. So what I've done, this is a 9x12 layout, and I have actually sped up the next bit a little bit faster. And all I'm doing is I've got a piece of just printer paper, just normal white thin paper, and I drew a starburst shape on it. I figured out where I wanted my photo to go, and I am using that as a template to cut out my pieces of pattern paper. And I absolutely love the end result. It actually didn't take too long. This whole layout took me about 25 minutes. So it wasn't too tricky. It was just the hardest part, I think, was using papers like you'll see there's that tan beigey kind of coloured paper with the text on it. I had to make sure that my sun rays was being cut in the right direction so that the words were the right way, going horizontal and not all wonky and diagonal or upside down. So that was the only thing. If you are going to scrap lift this layout, I do suggest it's easier to use pattern papers that are able to be used upside down, sideways, doesn't matter which way it goes, like this stripe or that beautiful blue plus sign paper. So I'm sticking them down as I go, and I think that's a really good idea so that you know exactly where they're going and exactly where you're up to, and you don't end up with accidentally knocking your piece of cardstock and the little pieces of paper fly everywhere and forgetting the order that they go in. So I'm just continuing to go around, and you can see I've sped this part up 4 times fast. I think it is just because it's just repeating the same process over and over again. With the pattern papers, I picked 3. I thought that 3 was a good number because it wasn't too busy, but it still allowed me to not have to do a specific pattern of, say, yellow paper, blue paper, yellow paper, blue paper, yellow paper, etc. I could kind of muddle it up a little bit and just have them a little bit more random placed around my photo. I also was umming and ahhing about whether to do the, I'm going to call them sun rays, whether to do the sun rays all the way around the outside of the photo or just leaving it with the just under the photo, not do it on top. So you can see there, I accidentally cut that piece out backwards. So instead of throwing it out, I just popped it up the top and all was forgotten. It's quite a forgiving layout, this one, and you can see I've purposely made the white spaces in between the pieces of paper different widths, and I highly recommend doing that, because then it doesn't matter if you cut one a bit wonky or a bit crooked, because that's the vibe you're going for. It's meant to look like that piece. It's what you intended to do. I didn't feel like they were standing out enough, and so I just got my Pilot G2 black pen, and I'm just doing a mixture of dotted lines and double doodly lines and single lines. You can see on that one It wasn't actually meant to be a messy double doodly line back there with that beige paper. However, I bumped myself and it turned into that. But unless I told you that, you wouldn't have known. So I think when you're scrapbooking your process, try not to sweat on the small things. And I'm encouraging you to push through it and ignore the tiny details, because when you get to the end of the layout, you may have forgotten what you did that wasn't quite as you planned in your head, or you might actually like the look of it better than what you originally intended to do. I actually really like the double doodly lines better than just the single ones, so worked in my favour in the end. With this photo, I knew I wanted to use this wood veneer sunshine, which came in the collection, and I didn't know if I wanted to just call it sunshine, but then I remembered I had these vibes, it said good vibes, but I think I must have used the other half, or was it punched out of something? They were the leftovers. These letters were the leftovers of a previous layout that I did a few months ago, and I had them left over, and so I thought this would be the perfect page to use them on, to make sunshine vibes. And so I'm just going to glue those down with my Scotch tacky glue. I think that's what it's called. I'm just sticking that down. Because the pattern paper background is so bright and a little bit not in your face, but it's, it makes an impact on you when you look at it. I didn't have to worry about doing too much embellishing, and I really like that. And then, that tacky glue dries quickly. So I was going to try and move all of the letters over, but that was not possible. Then I'm going through, I've got lots and lots of enamel dots from Flutterby Designs from various collections, and I'm just going through and trying to use the yellow ones and anything that's a bit orangey or turquoise. I used to use enamel dots a lot more, and I think it definitely was before, actually. It was before I got my tiny heart and star punches, and I think they have replaced my previous use of enamel dots, but they are something that I still love dearly, and I want to use more often because I do have quite a stash of them now, and lots of beautiful inklets. Have sent some to my PO box, which is fantastic, and I've got a lot to use, so I'm going to try and use them more often. I've got them ready next to my desk on my Rascog trolley so that I can grab them when I feel like using them. Then I decided that I needed a bit of a subtitle. I needed some other sort of text or words, because this background is quite it chops and changes with the different pattern papers. I knew that journaling was going to be a little bit tricky, which is okay because there's a Project Life page that I've already done off camera, and it's on the other side, and I was able to do some journaling on that page. But I just wanted some sort of other caption because it was a special kind of day. This was actually, it looks like the middle of an Australian summer. It was actually the middle of autumn, and we had, I think it was a 31 degree day Celsius, and that's just how autumn in Australia rolls sometimes, depending on where you are in Australia. Let me get that straight. If you do not live here, we are not always all hot all over. For example, we were in Tasmania for autumn this year, so this was April, and we went to Tassie in May, and it was very, very cold, and we do get cold up where I am as well, but we had a very odd hot boiling heat wave day, and not really heat wave, 31's definitely not a heat wave here, but it was very hot. And so we went to the beach, and Archie had his first swim in this little lagoon that's near us, and I wanted to capture that. I'm positive, yes, we do. We have if you don't know, we have a vlog channel called Mr and Mrs Rad, and we do have a vlog which I'll link in the description below from this day, so you can see Arch splashing around in the lagoon. So then I've got the wood veneer, and I actually really like that the wood veneer comes on this big piece because it makes it a lot easier to keep track of what you've got and what you can use. I was going through and I was trying to use some of the beachy themed ones, and there was one there that said I need vitamin C, as in ocean C, and I really, really wanted to use it because there's not many times that I need vitamin C in that way. In the normal way I do, but not in the oceany way. And so I wanted to try and use it while I could, but it was then getting a little bit too wordy. So now I feel like the layout is complete. I just added a little bit of handwriting down here, and I'm getting my big head in the way of the camera, and I just added where we were and the year, just in case this layout ever gets separated from the rest of the album. And then it's time to a hearty shine. Yes, I do. Shake, 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 shake your hearty shine, shake your hearty shine. Oh, that was a bad note, peeps. As I'm recording this voiceover, my throat is slowly dying on me. I am losing my voice, and I want to get a bunch of voiceovers done before I lose my voice completely. So I'm sorry about that last hearty shine note. But the layout is all done. I hope you enjoyed this page. Something a little bit different, but I really like how it turned out, and it was so quick and easy to get done once I had cut all of those paper strips. I have more photos over on the Flutterby Designs blog if you want to have a look. And until next time, have a lovely week. Bye.